aware of their father's illegal operations. Faced with mounting evidence, the sons eventually cut a deal with the FBI, offering information that would help further dismantle their father's criminal empire. For Diddy, the betrayal was personal and devastating. His sons, the ones he had raised to continue his legacy, had now turned against him, providing information that sealed his fate. Diddy's sons, who had been deeply involved in organizing and facilitating these events, confirmed that they had full knowledge of the goings-on behind the scenes.
Hello, how you guys doing? Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot. So I have a video here and they are stating that Diddy's sons are planning to make a deal. If you guys did not know, Diddy's sons, they're also in trouble. They have multiple accusers accusing them of doing crazy things. And also they have lawsuits. And I'm assuming, I'm not sure, but I assume that in order for them to make a deal, they have to tell something on their father. And I'm hearing behind the scenes, the boys, they are thinking about making a deal behind Diddy's back. And that's what this video talks about, okay? So I want you guys to watch this video. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe here.
Sean Combs, known for his extravagant lifestyle and entrepreneurial prowess, shocked the world with his recent arrest. For decades, he had been untouchable, regarded as one of the most influential figures in music, fashion, and entertainment. His empire spanned multiple industries, from his legendary record label Bad Boy Records to his fashion line Sean John, and his involvement in television, movies, and even spirits with his Ciroc vodka brand. Diddy was not only a mogul, he was a symbol of success, overcoming adversity to build an empire that millions admired. However, the events leading to his arrest represent a stark and surprising shift, one that has left the public and his fans stunned. Diddy's arrest was a significant moment, not only because of the man at the center of it, but because of the overwhelming charges against him. These charges have escalated into what could be described as one of the most profound legal challenges of his career. Federal authorities, after years of investigation, accused him of a wide array of crimes, ranging from racketeering to money laundering and financial fraud. These allegations were not just based on some minor infractions. They pointed to deep systematic corruption that involved both his personal empire and an elaborate network of criminal activities. The deep-rooted scandals and allegations. Over the years, Diddy had managed to avoid legal consequences for many of the rumors that swirled around him. From his early days in the music industry to his meteoric rise as a mogul, Diddy's career had always been clouded by allegations of unethical business practices. These included claims of exploitation, shady contracts with artists, and even rumors of violent incidents. Despite these allegations, Diddy's fame and wealth shielded him from the consequences that others might have faced. However, the situation took a dark turn with the investigation into his infamous parties, where excess, debauchery, and even violence were rumored to be commonplace. These gatherings, once known as exclusive affairs that attracted Hollywood elites, have now become the focus of the FBI's inquiry. Authorities suggest that these events were not simply indulgent affairs, but also served as cover for a range of criminal activities. Diddy's sons, from heirs to accused. A particularly shocking aspect of the investigation is the involvement of Diddy's sons, who were once seen as the next generation of moguls in training. The Combs family had long been the epitome of luxury, with Diddy's sons regularly appearing at high-profile events, on social media, and even in the front row of fashion shows. Their lives seemed like a fairy tale, filled with the same glamour and wealth their father had experienced throughout his life. Yet, it has now been revealed that they were not passive bystanders in their father's empire, but active participants in the web of corruption and deceit. According to sources close to the investigation, Diddy's sons allegedly played a significant role in laundering money through offshore accounts, creating dummy corporations and facilitating shady deals that were at the core of their father's criminal operations. When federal authorities zeroed in on Diddy, his sons, facing the prospect of long prison sentences, made a critical decision. They turned on their father. In exchange for cooperation, they were granted leniency, and the information they provided helped to solidify the case against the mogul. The betrayal was not just financial, it was emotional. Diddy, who had built his empire with an iron fist and a sense of invincibility, was blindsided by the actions of the people he had trusted the most. His sons, once seen as heirs to the empire, were now implicated in the very same crimes that their father was being accused of. The narrative of Diddy as a father figure, a mentor, and a business leader had now been replaced with the tragic reality of familial betrayal. Behind closed doors, Diddy's infamous parties. To fully understand the extent of Diddy's criminal activities, one must examine the parties that became his signature events. These gatherings were legendary in the entertainment industry, with the most prominent names from the music, fashion, and Hollywood elite regularly attending. These events were known for their lavish displays of wealth and indulgence, but behind the glitz and glamour lay a darker side. According to the investigation, these parties were not just venues for networking or celebrating success. They were spaces for illegal transactions, shady dealings, and the exchange of favors that went far beyond what was visible to the public eye. At these parties, deals were made that went far beyond typical celebrity interactions. Rumors swirled about drugs, money laundering, and even violence happening behind closed doors. These were not mere rumors. Authorities have found evidence that suggests Diddy used these events as cover for a range of illegal activities. The guests, many of whom were high-profile celebrities themselves, were not merely passive participants. Some were allegedly involved in activities that they later tried to distance themselves from, especially as the FBI investigation ramped up. Diddy's sons were allegedly deeply involved in these operations, with claims that they were responsible for organizing and ensuring the success of these events. Their knowledge of what transpired behind the scenes has only deepened the public's understanding of the full extent of Diddy's empire and its criminal nature. The parties, once symbols of excess and luxury, have now become a cornerstone of the legal case against the Combs family. The emotional and psychological impact on Diddy. For a man who once prided himself on his control, strength, and invincibility, the arrest and subsequent legal proceedings have been nothing short of a nightmare. Diddy was not just a music mogul, he was an icon, a symbol of overcoming adversity and achieving greatness. His lifestyle, his public persona, and his personal identity were all tied to this sense of being untouchable. To go from the heights of fame and fortune to the confines of a cold, windowless prison cell is a profound shift. Reports from those close to Diddy suggest that he is struggling to cope with his new reality. Life in a federal detention center is far from the opulence he once enjoyed. And for someone who had been used to living in multi-million-dollar mansions with a staff of assistants to cater to his every whim, the adjustment has been jarring. The once powerful mogul now faces the harsh conditions of prison life. Bland meals, no privacy, and an overwhelming sense of isolation. More than the physical conditions, the emotional toll of betrayal has been the most damaging for Diddy. To learn that his own sons had cooperated with investigators and handed over crucial information about his criminal dealings must have been a devastating blow. For a man who had built his empire on loyalty, respect, and family, the realization that those he trusted the most had turned against him must have been a crushing experience. A web of betrayal and lies. As the investigation into Diddy's empire continues to unfold, more names have been dragged into the scandal. Celebrities, once close allies and collaborators, are now reportedly cooperating with the authorities in exchange for leniency. The once loyal figures who had once reveled in Diddy's success are now distancing themselves from him, scrambling to protect their reputations. It's a stunning fall from grace for the man who once appeared untouchable. The scope of Diddy's downfall reaches beyond just his family and close associates. High-profile celebrities, including names like Leonardo DiCaprio, Jay-Z, Beyoncé, Usher, and Paris Hilton, have all been linked to Diddy's parties, and their involvement is under scrutiny. While many of them have yet to face legal consequences, the whispers coming out of Hollywood suggest that some of these stars may be quietly cooperating with authorities to avoid being implicated in the criminal network Diddy orchestrated. As the scandal grows, the once glittering world of Hollywood and the music industry is now being forced to reckon with the consequences of Diddy's empire. The empire built on excess, influence, and power is crumbling, and with it, the secrets that have long been hidden behind closed doors are finally coming to light. The end of an empire. What began as the rise of a brilliant businessman and cultural icon has now ended in scandal, betrayal, and legal battles. Diddy's arrest is not just a personal tragedy, it is the end of an era. His empire, once the gold standard of success in the entertainment world, is now crumbling under the weight of criminal charges, family betrayal, and the slow unraveling of decades of secrets. The names once synonymous with wealth, luxury, and power are now linked to one of the biggest criminal investigations in recent history. As the case against Diddy and his family progresses, the question on everyone's mind is, who else will fall? The empire that once seemed untouchable is now on the brink of collapse, and with each new revelation, the world watches as one of the most powerful moguls in entertainment history faces the ultimate reckoning. The rise of Diddy. A music mogul's journey. Sean Diddy Combs, born in 1969 in Harlem, New York, began his journey to success as an intern at Uptown Records. His entrepreneurial spirit was evident from the start, and it wasn't long before he was promoted to A&R, where he discovered artists like Mary J. Blige and Jodeci. In 1993, he founded Bad Boy Records, which would become a powerhouse in the music industry. The label produced some of the most iconic names in hip-hop and R&B, including the notorious B.I.G., Faith Evans, and 112. Diddy's ability to spot talent, combined with his flair for marketing, helped him build a brand that transcended music and expanded into fashion, fragrance, and spirits. The meteoric rise of Bad Boy Records and the creation of iconic albums like Ready to Die and No Way Out cemented Diddy's place in the pantheon of moguls. His sharp business acumen and larger-than-life persona made him a staple in the entertainment industry. However, beneath the glitz and glam of his success, darker aspects of his empire began to emerge. As his business ventures grew, so did his personal controversies, setting the stage for his eventual downfall. The cult of celebrity. Diddy's exclusive parties and power circles. Diddy's infamous parties became the stuff of legend in Hollywood. These weren't your average gatherings. They were meticulously planned spectacles designed to reinforce his power and influence over the entertainment industry. Celebrities, athletes, and politicians attended Diddy's exclusive events, where business deals were struck and favors were exchanged. The guest list read like a who's who of Hollywood elite. But these events were not just about entertainment. They were calculated affairs where Diddy exercised control over those around him. The parties were often held in lavish settings, private estates, yacht parties, and exclusive clubs. The alcohol flowed freely, and the music, naturally, was curated to perfection. Diddy knew how to create an atmosphere where people felt compelled to attend, and once there, they were often swept into the allure of his lifestyle. For many, being invited to a Diddy party was a ticket to the next level of celebrity, and the entertainment mogul used his social power to his advantage, building relationships that extended beyond the music world into fashion, business, and politics. However, the allure of these parties masked a darker side. Behind the glamour and indulgence, many attendees would later speak about the shady dealings, unsavory characters, and pressure to participate in morally questionable activities. These were not just parties. They were part of a larger operation that extended into the criminal underworld, the dark underbelly of Diddy's empire. Allegations of criminal activity. As Diddy's empire grew, so did the suspicions surrounding his operations. The lavish parties were only the surface of a much darker and more secretive side of his empire. There were persistent rumors of illegal activities, from money laundering to human trafficking, and the authorities had been keeping an eye on Diddy for years. The Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, reportedly conducted investigations into his business dealings, especially surrounding the vast network of offshore accounts and shell companies that Diddy's empire relied on. Diddy's role as a leader in the music industry came with power, but it also brought him into contact with individuals and groups that operated in the shadows. His empire wasn't just a musical force, it was a highly organized network that made substantial sums of money through both legitimate and questionable means. As investigators started to dig deeper, they uncovered evidence that suggested Diddy's involvement in a vast, international money laundering operation. This included funneling money through various front companies and fake businesses to hide the true origins of his wealth. The shocking revelation that his sons, who had been raised in the lap of luxury, were directly involved in their father's illicit dealings, marked the beginning of the unraveling of Diddy's empire. The man who had once been the face of opulence and power in the music industry was now being exposed as the head of a criminal network. The betrayal, Diddy's sons, and their role in the empire. The arrest of Diddy sent shockwaves through the entertainment world, but what followed was even more devastating for the mogul. His sons, whom he had once envisioned as the heirs to his empire, were named as accomplices in his criminal activities. The FBI's investigation into Diddy revealed that his sons were not mere bystanders, living off the fruits of their father's labor. Instead, they were active participants in the schemes that helped build and sustain the family's vast wealth. The revelations about Diddy's sons, who had long been known for their public appearances at high-profile events, exposed a much darker reality. They were implicated in everything from laundering money through offshore accounts to facilitating connections with shady individuals for business dealings. The sons' role in these activities suggested that they were well aware of their father's illegal operations. Faced with mounting evidence, the sons eventually cut a deal with the FBI, offering information that would help further dismantle their father's criminal empire. For Diddy, the betrayal was personal and devastating. His sons, the ones he had raised to continue his legacy, had now turned against him, providing information that sealed his fate. The collapse of his empire became inevitable, and Diddy's own family had played a significant role in bringing it down. The fall from grace. Diddy's incarceration and life in prison. Diddy's arrest and subsequent incarceration marked the dramatic fall of a man who had once been untouchable. Known for his lavish lifestyle, private jets, and multi-million-dollar mansions, Diddy's life of excess was now replaced by the stark reality of a prison cell. He was transferred to the Metropolitan Detention Center (MDC) in Brooklyn, a facility notorious for its harsh conditions. The adjustment from a life of luxury to the confined, noisy, and tense atmosphere of prison was nothing short of jarring. Reports from inside the detention center painted a grim picture of Diddy's life behind bars. Once accustomed to being surrounded by luxury, private staff, and all the comforts money could buy, Diddy now faced a reality where basic necessities like food and comfort were in short supply. His once immense power and influence meant little in the face of the cold, impersonal walls of prison. Sources suggested that Diddy struggled with the adjustment, sometimes isolating himself from other inmates and spending long hours pacing his cell. For a man who had once thrived on being the center of attention and controlling every aspect of his life, the isolation and loss of control were both mentally and emotionally taxing. His fall from grace was complete, and as he faced trial, it became clear that his days as one of the entertainment world's most powerful figures were over. The secrets exposed: Diddy's private events and their darker purpose. One of the most shocking revelations in the investigation into Diddy's criminal activities was the true purpose behind his private events. What had once been seen as exclusive, high-profile gatherings for celebrities and elites was now being revealed as a front for illicit activities. These events were not just about networking and socializing. They were integral to the business operations that fueled Diddy's empire. According to FBI sources, the parties were carefully orchestrated to maintain control over influential individuals in the entertainment industry. While Diddy's reputation as a mogul grew, these gatherings allowed him to consolidate power and influence. Deals were made in the back rooms, and favors were exchanged in ways that extended well beyond the realm of business or entertainment. The dark undercurrents of the parties, including connections with dangerous individuals and shady dealings, were a crucial part of Diddy's operation. As the investigation progressed, more details began to emerge about the scale of these operations. The FBI uncovered evidence suggesting that these parties were not only places where criminal activity took place, but also sites where the seeds of future illegal endeavors were sown. Diddy's sons, who had been deeply involved in organizing and facilitating these events, confirmed that they had full knowledge of the goings-on behind the scenes. The fallout, Hollywood, and the music industry react. The consequences of Diddy's arrest rippled throughout Hollywood and the music industry. Celebrities who had once been associated with Diddy's lavish parties and business dealings suddenly found themselves in the spotlight as their connections to the mogul came under scrutiny. Many of these high-profile stars had long benefited from their association with Diddy, but now, with the FBI investigation underway, they were scrambling to distance themselves. Among the names being whispered in connection with Diddy's scandal were major Hollywood figures, including Leonardo DiCaprio, Jay-Z, Beyoncé, and Usher. While none of them had been formally charged, rumors swirled that they might be cooperating with the FBI in exchange for leniency. Some insiders speculated that these stars were trying to save their reputations and avoid being linked to Diddy's criminal activities. The music industry, too, felt the repercussions of Diddy's downfall. Executives and producers who had worked with him in the past found themselves under a microscope as their connections to the mogul were examined. The fallout from Diddy's legal troubles affected not only his personal life, but also the broader entertainment industry, with many individuals now facing scrutiny for their past associations with the disgraced mogul.
All right, there we have it. I want to know your thoughts. Do you think that the sons would definitely break and do a deal behind their dad's back? I want to know what you guys think about it. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe here, and I'll see you guys on the next upload. Bye.